Hello everyone, Pat Fairby here. This is the answers portion of the 25 subscribers questions that I did a couple days ago, like 3 days ago I think. I got quite a few responses to that, so I'm going to be speaking somewhat quickly here when I get this in 10 minutes. First, from Chikamumu comes a very good question. In one word, how would you describe your life as you've lived it and until this very moment? Now, it has taken me a long time to be able to say this about myself and truly mean it. And I think that the word that best applies to my life is contented. Let's see, the next question comes from Dimband, who asks, I'm under the impression that you have programming experience, so brace yourself for the geekiest question. What is your favorite algorithm and why? I think that my favorite algorithm is more an approach than just a specific algorithm. I am a really big fan of dynamic programming. That is, programming that creates code that didn't exist when the program began, and in essence creates the most elegant and effective way to tackle a problem based on the problem it's given. That's an approach that's always fascinated me, and every time I get an opportunity to do something like that, I giggle like a little kid. Let's see. Third question. Radar Cat asks, if it's not too personal, it would be kind of personal for me, but how did you come by atheism? Well, that's actually kind of a two-part question. First will be how did what started me down the path of deconversion. That is, I used to be a Christian. The question that shook my faith and caused me to start down that path was actually a very simple question, which is, if God is omnipotent, can he create a rock that he cannot move? Now, there have been all sorts of responses to that question, of arguments against it. But when I took that question to my pastor, he couldn't answer it. He actually he answered it, but in a way that was in my opinion dodging the question. He said, well, of course God can create a rock that he chooses not to move. Well, that wasn't the question. The question was, can he create a rock that he can't move? And so, not that that caused my faith to completely crumble, but that's what started me looking closer at my beliefs and questioning them and thinking, well, if it's possible that there's this one chink in the armor, then what else is there to look at? And so it all slowly crumbled away. Now, as far as atheism is concerned, for the longest time I resisted calling myself atheist. I preferred to call myself agnostic, saying that I really don't know what's out there, until I realized that atheism is no more than the lack of belief that there is a God. And so that term really does apply to me, because I don't believe in any particular God. And so I have a lack of belief that there's a God. I don't know. So I'm both an atheist and an agnostic, or the term is agnostic atheist. I believe that the actual separation there is that agnostic speaks more to your certainty, and atheist speaks to your belief. So you can be an atheist and still be agnostic. You can be a theist and still be agnostic. Or you can be, a complete Gnostic. That is, I absolutely know. And then be an atheist and say, I am a Gnostic atheist who absolutely knows there's no God. But that's not me. I am an agnostic atheist. So hopefully that clarified the question there. Tanifa asks, okay, my question is, how do you keep your beard so lovely and thick? Is it a small mammal or rodent trained to hug your chin? Yes, this is Squeaky the Mouse. I let him out of his cage every now and again, and he no, this is genetic. My dad has a beard that is literally out to here and just foof, and mine gets that way if I don't keep track of it. gets that way very quickly, as you see here. My hair is the same way. In fact, if I don't wet it down and comb it back, then right now it's about like this. So that's just good genes, good genes. This is from TechnoBlix. Techno asks, damn, you got to 25 way faster than I did. Just teasing with you, bud. Way to go. My question is, not that I'm complaining about being vote botted, but is it possible to make a vote up bot? Yes, absolutely. All you would have to do is take a vote down bot and make it vote everything as 5 stars instead of 1 star. I've seen the video. I think I'll try to find it, where there's a video of the guy who actually runs a vote bot, and you can see some of the options on the screen there, and one of the options pull down is, what do you want to rate the videos at? And you know, they've got it set for 5 to 1, so whatever you want to vote. So yeah, it would be the same exact concept as a vote down bot, except instead of voting 1, you'd vote 5. Next question comes from To Be Serious. She asks, I guess it would be a philosophical question about whether or not you think the universe is really totally without any valid reason to be. Life is very resourceful and profligate at the same time. I had to zoom in there, my printouts are really small. Why is that? And please don't just use the same default Darwinian survival of the fittest. Details, please. I think that, and there's another question, I believe. Yeah, I think another question from Nathan will touch on this, so I'll save the meat of this a little bit for that. But I think that the universe itself is completely without any meaning. I think that that life is what you have to ask. When people say, what is the meaning of life? Well, the meaning of life is very easy. It's extremely easy. The meaning of life is to live and to procreate. That's it. You can see that just by looking at the animal kingdom. And basically the life itself. Lower forms of life, things that have no emotional attachment to other life. The whole purpose of life is to continue existence. I think the big question is, what is the meaning of us? What is the meaning of consciousness? What is the meaning of self? What is the meaning of human existence, of intelligence? And that's the harder question to answer. The really cool thing is, when you do realize that the universe itself has no greater purpose, no greater meaning, that frees you to answer the question, what is the meaning of self, in whatever way you decide to answer it. Basically, the purpose of humanity is whatever humanity decides the purpose of humanity is. And that is the beautiful thing about it. So maybe our purpose is to explore other worlds. Maybe our purpose is to populate the galaxy with life. Maybe our purpose is, you know, to destroy ourselves in a great cosmic firework. Maybe that's the purpose. I don't know. It's whatever we decide it is. So I think that nihilism makes a very good point, in that there really is no underlying purpose or reason that is intrinsic or objective. That does not mean that there is no reason. That means that the reason is subjective, and that we are the ones that get to decide what the reason is. But anyway, hopefully that didn't stray too much from the question, and I'll answer more of the question about life and its sparsity, but its tenacity a little bit further. I think Nathan asks about a particular paradox that covers that really well.